the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Then page 8, next page, there is yet another prayer also. Let me recite one line, you please repeat after me. Om Bhadrang Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaistustuvagum sastanubihi Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu Swasti na Indra Vruddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati dadhato. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us read the next passage, which we have selected for discussion during this camp. Parikshalokan karmachitan Brahmana nirvedamaya Nastya kritah kritena Tadvijnanartham Sagurumeva vigached Samitpanihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. This passage says, Pariksha Lokan, Pariksha, examining very well. Pariksha means examination. It is pari plus ikshanam, parikshanam, paritaha ikshanam. Ikshanam seeing, paritaha seeing it from all sides. So pariksha means seeing or examining from all sides. Sometimes we look at things all right, but we look at one aspect of it, and in that process may not take into account the other aspects, the other facets that a given thing may have. That's usually our habit, to look at one aspect and look at that as the whole, looking at the part and thinking that it is whole, and then drawing our conclusions, and then responding. It says pariksha, looking at it, examining, paritaha, from all sides. Lokan, experiences or gains or attainments. Loka typically is a word used in Vedas to refer to the different worlds, the different realms. So sometimes Vedas describe the universe as made up of three lokas: bhuhu, bhuvaha, suvaha. Bhuhu, this martyaloka, the world of human beings. Bhuvaha, the intermediate world, the world of pitrus, ancestors, mains. Suvaha, Swarga or heaven, the world of devatas or gods. Tentatively, the universe is looked upon as made up of these three realms. And these three realms also represent the aspirations that a human being possibly can have. Either the human being may have the aspiration of being born again in this world of humans and continuing the enjoyment of the pleasures available here, or somebody may have ambition to, after the death, go to Pitruloka, or the world of ancestors, world of mains, which is said to offer even greater degree of pleasures and a much longer dwelling time. This is the world of mortals, and the human life is rather limited, say 100 years. But in Pitruloka or in the world of mains, perhaps you will live much, much longer. And Swargaloka, the heaven, that is the dwelling of those who are extremely long. They are called Amara, they are called immortal beings. Sort of immortal. Compared to the human beings, their lifespan is so long that we think that they are immortal. Nothing can be immortal, but sort of. Very long life. Long span of life. Meaning, long span of life enjoying the pleasures available. So all these three worlds are realms. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. The earth, the intermediate world, and the heaven. Sometimes they also talk of 14 worlds. In which case, we should include all the 7 lower worlds in this Bhuhu. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala, these lower worlds can be said to be included with this earth and below. And then Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam, and all the above words, even more exalted realms also can be included in Swarga. If you want to count 14. And depending upon the kind of action that we perform here, and actions are performed at 3 levels, at the level of body, at the level of speech, at the level of mind. So actions of body and speech can be lumped together and call them karma, which may be rituals, which may be our day-to-day actions, duties, rituals and duties. And second is the class of actions performed at the level of mind, which you can call meditation. At the level of mind also worship can be performed at the level of body or through actions at the level of body. Worship can be performed through actions performed at the level of the speech, and worship also can be performed through actions performed at the level of mind. So actions performed at the level of mind are called upasana, they are called meditations, mental worship. So all these kinds of actions we perform. Good actions and bad actions also, unfortunately. So actions that we perform can be categorized as punya and papa. Punya means virtuous actions. Papa means vicious actions. So what is punya and what is papa? What is a virtuous action and what is a vicious action? Whenever we conduct ourselves in keeping with the law of land, then also we are a virtuous person, righteous person. You follow all the laws, you pay all your taxes and do everything as you should do, then you are a law-abiding person, a righteous person in this. On the other hand, if we deliberately violate the law, then we are an unrighteous person. This is the law of the land I am talking about, but in fact there are other laws also. There is what they call moral law. It is possible that I may be, quote, politically correct, technically correct as far as the law of land is concerned. But I may not be necessarily correct as far as the moral law is concerned. This law requires that I should pay my taxes. I guess the idea of tax is that the people who earn well should contribute to those who are not earning well, or to also pay for all these services that the government provides. But then a general tendency to try to escape those things. And you can employ experts like in India, chartered accountants or public accountants who help you to plan your taxes. Meaning, find out ways of how to escape paying the taxes as much as you can. Everybody likes it. Which means that I may be doing something which does not violate the law of the land, but I could be violating the moral law, understand? Lord Krishna says that we know very well that we receive favors from many people, shareholders, stakeholders. And when the time comes, we do not return to them and then we, pocket things. Now, legally you may be able to justify this because you are pretty smart, you are smart lawyers. But morally it is not right. Tirdattan apradayebhyah yo bhunkte sten eva saha. Lord Krishna says that those who enjoy the benefits of the favor that is done by everybody else, the whole world in fact contributes to my life, knowing, directly or indirectly. And therefore, theoretically or morally, I should say, I am accountable to everybody who has a contribution in my life, and I should return the favor to them. Then only the account is settled. Tirdattan apradaya. If there is a person who certainly receives all the favor from everybody else, because without receiving those favors we cannot survive. Unless the earth supports us, we can't survive. Unless the water sustains our body, we can't survive. Unless the air sustains our life, and fire and elements, sun, all the elements of nature and the rest of the society, all the infrastructure is provided to us. So we take advantage of everything and not do our duty, not offer the share that belongs to them. In the Vedic times, everybody was supposed to perform 5-fold yajnas, meaning a share given to Devata, share given to the ancestors, share given to rishis, share given to other human beings, a share given to other creatures and animals. Suppose you don't do that. Legally, I am not accountable. I am not. The law of the land doesn't require me to perform yajnas and make offering to devatas, etc. So if I don't do that, legally I won't be wrong, but morally I would be. So thus, when I violate the moral order, that action which is in violation to moral order we call papa, or an unbecoming action, or a vicious action, whatever you want to call it. Actions performed in keeping with moral order called punya karma, and actions which are in violation to the moral order are papa karma. But Swami, how do I know in a given situation what is the moral order? How do I know? We have some consciousness about what the order is. What is consciousness? That I should not do unto others what I do not want them to do to me. We are aware of this. As our Swami used to say, each one of us is very clear in what we expect from others. We are all in agreement in the way we expect to be treated by others. That they should be kind to us. They should be honest to us. They should be truthful to us. If I make a mistake, then I should be forgiven, not punished. This is the expectation that we have from others. I want other people to love me, not hate me. To help me, not hurt me. So this is the expectation I have of others, and we are all in agreement. There won't be anybody who wants to be hurt by others, who wants to be cheated by others. There cannot be. If there is somebody, then there is something wrong someplace. But as far as normal people are concerned, our Swami used to have a habit to ask the audience, just to prove how we are all in universal agreement. Is there somebody here who wants to be hurt? Nobody will say. So in every audience, is there anybody who wants to be hurt? Nobody comes forward. So he said, look, nobody wants to be hurt. That's how we used to establish this general rule. If there is one exception, then rule is broken. Except in one audience when Swamiji just asked, is there anybody here who wants to be heard? Somebody said yes, Then Swamiji he didn't know what to say now. Something unusual. So Swami did not know how to proceed. Fortunately, somebody from the audience came to his rescue. Says, Swamiji, don't worry about him. Some problem. Meaning the person who said, I want to be heard, has some problem. Meaning he is not a normal person by our definition. But a normal person, we are all are in agreement in what we expect from others. The unfortunate part, I should say, is that we are also aware that other people also have that expectation from us. Now that is where the problem comes. There is no problem as far as what I expect from others is concerned. The problem comes when I am aware also that other people also expect from me the same kind of treatment that I expect from others. This is what says the moral law. You say, this is a big deal, by the way. Because this kind of moral law does not exist in creatures other than human beings. You should know that. In creatures other than human beings, their law is not this law. Meaning that a cat, for example, knows how it should be treated by others. Their cat and is agreement with us, doesn't want to be heard, etc. But the cat does not seem to know that the mouse also expects from it the same treatment. That the cat doesn't seem to know. Therefore, without any sense of guilt, the cat can make the mouse its dinner. No, Now when we sometimes act in a manner which violates this moral order, that time we may do that out of impulse. Say if I am angry, then I do something in impulse which hurts somebody. But later on I regret. Every conscientious person regrets when we realize that we have violated the law. There is a sense of guilt. This guilt is a peculiar situation of human being. Cat has no guilt. A cat can make all the mice or, sometimes these cats in the morning take round in the garden and a breakfast of squirrels and stuff like that, You can see on the face the blood. Then it comes and sits before you as though nothing has happened. Meaning that it's always at peace with itself. Regardless of what it does, meaning that in so doing the cat does not violate the moral order of cat. Otherwise cat would have guilt feeling, it cannot be at peace with itself. But cats are always at peace. Cats is an example. All creatures other than human beings are at peace with themselves. Inasmuch as there is no guilt. That would be nice, is it not? No guilt. You can do anything and then no guilt. Would that be nice or not? Suppose you say something in anger, and I say things which hurt the feelings of the other person. There is no guilt in me. Would it not be nice? Always at peace. Nothing is wrong. There is no papa punya. There is no papa for a cat, therefore no punya also, understand? For creatures other than human beings, there is no papa, no punya. Meaning that they are only exhausting their papa punya, they don't earn any new papa punya. Only for human beings there is something called papa and punya. Is it good or not? Tell me. Would not life be much easier and simpler if there is no guilt? And then I am at ease with myself. Guilt means I am not comfortable with myself. I am not happy with myself. Makes me unhappy, makes me sad. No guilt, no sadness. Would not that be good? The sadness is a typical problem of human being. No other creature suffers from sadness. Last night we were talking about depression and suicide and stuff like that. Do you find any mosquitoes committing suicide or any other creature committing suicide? To us it may look like suicide, that all the moths simply jump into the fire, but they are not committing suicide. It is somehow, there's some problem in their mind that they think that this is something enjoyable and so they jump. And what the scientific reasons are, they're all investigating. But we say that this moth has a tremendous fascination for fire, for that color, and therefore it jumps, thinking to enjoy it. But that's not suicide. Even though it does it willingly, it is not suicide because it doesn't want to die. As best as I know, suicide is a typical situation of human being, which is a result of tremendous depression, which is a result of sadness, which is a result of self-rejection. So this self-rejection is a problem with human being. Because there is something called moral order for human beings. It seems that Ishvara has given us that kind of self-consciousness, because of which we are not only know what we expect from others, that self-conscious all creatures have, but we are further conscious of what others expect from us. And this is what sets the standard or the norm of how we should interact. If this norm was not there, everything would be right. You follow? But we ourselves know this is not right, because we are aware of that norm, which is what we call the universal dharma. Means an action performed in keeping universal dharma is punya karma. Action performed in violation to that universal dharma is papa karma. So therefore we words up and down both. The bhuhu, bhuvaha, swaha, maha, jana, tapa, satyam, the 7 words represent the progressively increasing level of pleasure. Represent the increasing level of pleasure that they multiply in geometric proportion. Taittiriya Upanishad says that if the highest human joy, if everything is provided to me, everything is right for me, including myself, and the happiness, the pleasure that I get from the objects of pleasure, you call it 1 unit of happiness, then Pitrus enjoy, then Manushya Gandharva enjoy 100 times, and Deva Gandharva enjoy 100 times that, and Pitru enjoy 100 times even that. So you can see in Pitruloka if you go, you enjoy human happiness times what? 10 raised to 6, whatever that comes to. That's why you won't want to go there. And multiply that by 100. You get the Ajana Deva, multiply that by 100. Karma Deva, multiply that by 100. Deva, that means the Devatas of different categories enjoy much, much greater happiness. And then you go further than 100 times, then it is Bruhaspati and then Prajapati and Brahmaloka. So human happiness times 10 is to 27 or something like that. Don't fault me, you will go home and then calculate it. No, it's different from 27, except it's 10 is to, it should not be 27, it should be an even number, not odd number, I think. But why do I mean 27, I don't remember. But anyway, a very large number. That's the happiness that Brahmaji in Brahmaloka enjoys. So we can qualify for all those happiness if we perform appropriate karma, punya karma. Punya karma perform at the level of body, speech as well as mind. And so you can earn all that. And by the same token, if you violate, then depending on the degree of violation, we wind up with all the lower worlds, which are supposed to be only worlds for experiencing papa. So as you go down, I think the intensity of papa should increase in number. We imagine. We don't know. Swami, do you believe in Swarga, heaven and hell? Do you believe? The Shastra describes all this, so I believe. I don't believe. You don't believe? Doesn't matter. It's a matter of belief anyway. But one thing is certain, that we cannot escape the consequences of what we do. Whether it's here or there, someplace, we are accountable for what we do. This is law of karma, law of cause and effect. Effect is equal and opposite to action. Or equal, not opposite, equal to action. The reaction is equal and opposite. But effect is equal to the cause. So now this is a Vedic setup we are talking about. This mantra that we have selected comes from Upanishad, which is Veda. And therefore the language in which this mantra is written is in the Vedic context. So we will translate that in our context, but then first the context in which this mantra is stated. It says Pariksha Loka. Loka means a realm. Either you can accept 3 realms, Bhuhu, Bhuva, Swaha, or Chaturdasha Bhuvanani, 14 realms, as you like. In between you can add some Chandralokam, like so many other lokas now discovered, So, world of moon and world of Mars and some other things and some other planets have been discovered. Why do you think that moon will be happier than earth? I don't know. People want to go to moon. They want to have a colony, a settlement in moon. For what reason? Just to be different from others? Because you have to create your own atmosphere, because you are accustomed maybe some oxygen and whatever it is, and then you don't get that in moon, then you have to create the whole thing. You can't go out. You can't go for a walk, I think, unless you have something with you. I don't know how they're imagining putting up a colony in moon and living there. I have not read the description, but it would be pretty demanding to stay there. But it's different, so you want to be different, that's all, I guess. That's where the tempting attraction is. But that's not so with heaven, There's no such discomfort at all. Moon will be a pretty uncomfortable place, I think. And Mars would be even more uncomfortable place. Meaning that we have to create our own atmosphere there to survive, but not so in heaven. You know why? Heaven also is a different realm altogether. How come that we don't need to create a separate atmosphere for ourselves? You know why? Because when you go to heaven, you get a body which is suitable to heaven. See, if you went to moon and had a body suitable to moon, there is no problem. Then you can enjoy whatever moon has to offer, which doesn't seem to be anything anyway. But we have a Chandraloka in our... Chandraloka is there, which has its own pleasures and description is there. So we need not... Whether we should equate it with this moon or not, I don't know. But seeing I guess being on the earth and watching the moon, they must have thought that it's a very beautiful, it's so pleasing. Moon is pleasing. So all kinds of pleasures are imagined to be there. But the idea is that when you go to a certain realm, like the Chandra Loka, see, Chandra is primarily made of water is the predominant element in Chandra. Earth is the predominant element in this mortal world. Water is the predominant element in the world of moon. Fire is the predominant element in the heaven. So we have this Prithvi, Apaha, Agnihi, Vayuhu, Akash. So different realms are different kind of. It's just for general information. The point is that we don't have to take anything from here in order to be comfortable there. Here when I will be traveling even to California, I carry many things with me, or anywhere I go, because I must have my things there. Similarly, if you go to moon, you must carry all kinds of things to be comfortable. But not so for heaven. Why? Because when you go to heaven or any realm like that, you automatically get the body which is conducive for living there. No problem. Meaning that our karma also produces that body with which we go there and enjoy the pleasure. The earth is not a very pleasurable, it is a combination of pleasure and pain, but as you go above, the pain keeps on decreasing and pleasure increases. And in Brahmaloka there is absolute pleasure. So a human being sitting here thinks of all those things and he is aspiring to achieve those lokas. So here on the earth you perform actions, rituals and prayers and pujas and meditations and homas and other kinds of social work. Ishtapurtam. Purta means serving the society and other, you perform all those actions. So accumulate a lot of punya. And after death qualify to go to those realms. So in the Vedic time same stuff was there. Today people in India aspire to go to New Zealand and go to Australia and go to Canada and go to United States is the highest heaven, I think. Brahmaloka. New Zealand may be a lower loka, Australia a little higher loka, and then Canada a yet higher loka, I guess. And United States, highest loka. It's only when they come here and they find out you do work in gas station and some store and stuff like that, and the same stuff is going on here. But that's after coming here. But as long as they're there, there is an imagination. So similarly, when you go to heaven also, there are different degrees there. Swamiji says you can be a driver, depending on your karma phala. You can be a driver, somebody can be a cook, somebody cannot. Different apartments are there, something is overlooking a lake and something is overlooking a garbage dump also, who knows. Depends on your karma. So there also same samsara is there. He got this one and that fellow got this one. And when you go to heaven, you find that your neighbor also is there. He says, why? This fellow also is here. Because you know very well that he had taken all liberties in life, then you did not because you wanted to remain on the right path so that you can go to heaven. That was never bothered, and he's still here. Who is a fat wala, He's a typical driver in Delhi who drives that fat or that motorcycle, the rickshaw. And everybody is who is riding in his rickshaw has to close the eyes, like you're on a roller coaster, you close. And then Ram, 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 that's all they can think of until they reach the destination. So this man was responsible for many people's, creating punya karma for them. So he gets the benefit of coming to heaven. So apparently you can't be totally free from samsara wherever, because there are always going to be degrees of punya. But anyway, so this is a loka. Pariksha lokan karma chitan. Chi means to accumulate. Chayanam means plucking the flowers. You accumulate flowers, or chayanam means accumulating, earning. Karma chitan, those which are accumulated or those which are earned as a result of performing the karma or appropriate rituals and appropriate actions of charity, etc. on the earth. And you have great scope, including Brahmaloka you can go to. The Upanishad says, here is a person who is taking stock of his life. Here is a person who is examining what all possibilities there are in his life or her life. Because life presents many opportunities, and the future has also many opportunities. There are many things that I can do in future. What can I achieve? So this bhuhu, bhuva, swaha, maha, all these are the potential realms that I can achieve, depending upon the kind of karma, the rituals, etc. I perform. Swamiji, I don't believe in heaven. So then you can dismiss the whole thing right away. I don't believe in this. We need not believe in heaven. But we can certainly know one thing, that there is always an outcome which is compatible to the effort, meaning that karma phala is compatible to karma, the action that we perform. And so whatever deliberate action that we perform, two kinds of actions are there, deliberate and non-deliberate. Like breathing, stuff like that, so they don't produce any result. But deliberate actions, where I am aware that I am doing, when there is this consciousness that I am doing these actions. If you are not conscious when you are doing something, then I guess you can be let go. Even if a fellow commits a murder, if you suppose not a deliberate action, I guess the court will not release him, but the punishment will be much lighter, isn't it? That is why the lawyers always say that my client was not conscious. Sorry. I have to blame somebody, something. When I have a problem with my voice, I blame these fellows. I think this Sahadev must be somehow erring in his duty. There is no feedback from some place, I would think. I don't know. But I have to blame somebody. I'm sure he is very sincere. He must have checked all of this. So one thing is certain, that there is always the karma phala effect is always compatible to the cause of the karma. And therefore we are accountable for what we do. This simple law we know. I have what? Looking for something? Yeah, it's there. Thank you.
She told me to do this.
I know. That's good. So today one can examine differently. What is the potential in my life? What can I achieve? I can become a CEO, I can become a political leader, I can become a cabinet member, I can become president of the country. All kinds of possibilities are there, let us say, for a person. Examine all of them. Parikshalokan karmachitan. Whatever it is possible to achieve for me as a human being, by performance of whatever kind of karma or actions that are possible for me, and whatever highest achievement is possible for me in this life, examine that. And you can put something more than that also. Swamiji, I don't think I can become a CEO. Suppose you become, I will make you CEO. I don't think I can really win an election. We'll make you win. I will make you president, come on. I'm Russian, so I can make it. So, Pariksha, this is important. To take time out and examine this. We are so busy and getting so busy being driven by something or the other that the one activity after the other, one goal after the other, one achievement after the other. And when I achieve something, always something else presents itself before me. That I so badly wanted a given promotion, I got the promotion, now I'm a manager right away. After 15 days, maybe I can enjoy that promotion for a few days. And then my mind looks for the next one. From manager to, I don't know, whatever is a divisional manager, whatever it is, and then vice president and divisional president. And so all these possibilities are there. Examine them. Suppose I achieve them. Parikshalokan, it is very important for a human being to achieve the potential that is there, and even more than your potential, you can imagine you achieve that. So what? So how will I feel? This episode in life of Swami Vivekananda is well known. That Swami Vivekananda was once traveling from India to US, I guess, in a ship those days. He was already a well-known person, and so every evening he would be on the, there'll be some satsang, because people would be attracted to him and they would be around him, so there'll be evening satsang, in the open air. And Swami Vivekananda observed that there is one young man who avoids him, who doesn't come to his satsang, so he took the initiative and once accosted that person, says, "How are you doing?" "I'm all right. Where are you going?" "I'm going to the United States." "Then what?" "Oh, I will go to study in medical school." "Ah, then what?" "I'll become a doctor. I'll go for residency." "Then what?" "I'll become a doctor." "Then what?" "I'll go for fellowship." "Then what?" "I'll be a subspecialist." "Then what?" "I'll start my practice. I'll build a practice. I'll become a millionaire." "Then what?" "Then I'll get married." "Then what?" "I'll have a new house." "House and then married, whatever the order is." Because sometimes you can't get married unless you have a house. People look at, This father told me that we are now shifting into a bigger apartment. I said, "For what reason?" He says, "When we make proposal for our son to those potential fellows, they ask, 'Where do you stay?' 'How big is it?' 1 bedroom?' 'No good.' Because there is no separate bedroom for the couple, So at least 2 bedrooms must be there, preferably 3 bedrooms. Then only a girl will consider, not alone necessarily choose, but consider. So I will have a house and I'll get married. Very good. I'll have a son, I'll raise him, send him to medical school. He just Then what next? What next? What next? What next? Then what? Then what? Swamiji kept on asking, he kept on replying. Then what? Then I'll be a wealthy person. I have a lot of savings. I'll come back to India, build a big house and retire. Then what? What do you mean, then what, then what, then what? Don't you have any other question? Then what? Then I'll die. Yeah, are you doing all of this just to die? Is it the purpose? What for are you doing all this? Then that young man realized, what am I doing this for? So that's what Upanishad pariksha lokan karmachitan. Brahmana. The word used is Brahmana. Brahmana means, of course, one belonging to caste of Brahmana, or by word Brahmana we can here interpret that as an intelligent person. Not only a thinking person. Not only just thinking person, a person who is thinking about life, because thinking person also don't think about life. A person who has or who makes for himself, herself, a certain leisure time so that he or she can take stock of life. Karmachitan lokan pariksha. Examining all the possibilities that there are in my life, that my life presents before me. Examining what all I have achieved so far as a result of various efforts I made, which is great. A lot of achievements are there in my life, yes, I admit. And many more achievements are possible. Examining them. So what do I find? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Vidya somapaha putapapaha yajnerištva swargadim prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokan asnandi divyan divideva bhogan. In the Vedic times, people aspired, as I said, for heaven. And one of the means of achieving heaven was a ritual called Somayaga. Rituals performed by the followers of Samaveda, where they offer soma, which is a juice from a creeper called soma, which is offered traditionally to devatas. And at the end of that ritual, whatever little soma is left, you take as prasada. That must be one of the attractions of performing the ritual. Because I guess with soma, there was a certain amount of intoxication, they say. So it's called somapaha. One who has partaken in the soma juice that is left over after performing this yaga called soma yaga. So is somapa. One who has drunk or partaken of soma is the one who has performed the soma yaga. You follow? Not that you drink soma as for your, what do you call it, pleasure, but as a prasada. So soma paha, a person has performed many such soma yagas. Putapa, there are many merits, what we call the meritorious actions, there are many punyas. But Lord Krishna says here, Yajñaihi ishtva swargatim prarthayante. While these people are performing this big, very elaborate ritual called Somayaga and many such Somayagas, prarthayante, what is it that they are aspiring for in their mind while performing the ritual? Swargatim prarthayante. They want to achieve, swar means swarga, they want to achieve heaven. They are performing all these elaborate rituals, which involve a lot of expenditure, which involve a lot of exertion, a lot of effort, for the future gain of Swarga. And when you perform the ritual, you will certainly get the reward, there is no question about it. Because Vedas say that when you perform a given ritual properly, then you get the reward. So they do get the reward of heaven. And this is a very elaborate ritual, so in heaven also they get a high position. Therefore, they attain the world of the Surendra Lokan. Surendra means Indra, they go to the world of Indra. They punya masadya, attain a lot of punya and go to heaven. Asnandi divyan, divi deva bhogan. Divi in the heaven, then they enjoy heavenly pleasures, not these pleasures here. This we had enough of them. Human beings have enough of this stuff. We don't, this is not enough. We are not interested. So they enjoy divine pleasures going to heaven. Tedam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam. This vast swargaloka is there and vast number of pleasures are there. They enjoy them. So this is the aspiration, ideal that yes, this is what I will do. And with that in mind, he performs these rituals and attains his desired goal of enjoying those pleasures. Then what? That we did not think. This is all how far I thought. Kshine punye martilokam vishanti. Unfortunately, the punya karma that you accumulated while performing these rituals, which qualified you to go to the realm called heaven. But when we enjoy those pleasures, does not come free, we have to pay the price for it. What's the price? The punya karma that you earn here is the price that you pay. And naturally you have even though you may have accumulated a large quantity of punya karma, someday it will get exhausted, is it not so? Even if I have $1 billion, if I keep on spending and spending, someday I'll run out of it. Kshine punya, what happens? When all the punya, the virtue is exhausted, what happens? Martilokam vishanti, he comes back to the world of mortals. What they call back to the salt mines. And then he starts once again. Because what has happened is he has enjoyed those pleasures there. So he comes back here with the same kind of samskara of the pleasure. And therefore his mind wants the pleasures again. And he again works very hard. Go to heaven again. Exhaust the punya karma, come back. Evam gatimanu prapannaha gatagatam kama kama labhante. Gatagatam kama. This is a gatagatam, going, coming, going. This is all the round and round they go. Evam tridhara manuprapannaha gatagatam kama kama labhante. Those desirers of pleasure have this fate ultimately that they go round and round. Because when we live the life of enjoying pleasure, then that's the kind of mindset that we have, that we want more of it and more of it and more of it, and thus we go round and round. This is the fate. Even of very virtuous people, understand, let alone other people who are not so, but then, so Parikshaloka, a person takes time and examines what all has been achieved so far and what it is possible to achieve in future with all the potential I have. Then what will happen? What will happen to this person when he realizes that the ultimate result is what? Going round and round. Is there something desirable? And our Swami used to say, it's not a merry-go-round, it's a sorrow-go-round. So thus when a person examines that this life is more like that there is no escape from sense of limitation and craving, even if I escape from this world and go to some other world called heaven, my basic mindset will remain the same. Even though the environment will change, even though the kind of pleasures I'm enjoying will change, but my mindset will not change. What is the mindset? One that is craving for more and more pleasures. Why is it craving? Because it feels lacking and wanting within. Why do I crave something outside of myself? Because of a sense of a lack or a want within. Meaning that experiencing all these possible pleasures also does not change my mindset, which is suffering from a sense of lack or want. So understand that even when I am enjoying some pleasure, that the sense of lack or want does not leave me. I try to forget that. In fact, what is constantly bugging me and bothering me and paining me is that sense of lack or want from which I am trying to escape. I find different activities when I am in this world to escape from that lack and want, which is a nagging sense of this craving, which doesn't leave me, which makes me unhappy. So my activities in this life are also nothing but an attempt to escape from that. I engage my mind in something so as not to face that lack or want. That's what we do. And when I find that my attempts in this world are not successful, I go to heaven. That's another thing, another escape distraction. But all those achievements and experiences also, with the achievement of wealth, name, fame, power, pleasure, whatever achievements are there, they cannot unfortunately change my mindset, meaning that they cannot in any way remove that want or lack or craving in my heart which I am suffering from. They don't have capacity to remove that. And what is unhappiness? Is nothing but suffering from lack or want or craving. Meaning that even when I am enjoying a very exalted pleasure, in the back of my mind that craving is always there, and therefore all my pleasures or happiness is mixed with this unhappiness. Parikshalokan. Upanishad says that we have to examine the lokas, the realms that are possible to achieve karma chitan as a result of karma or effort, whatever effort we can make. We can equip ourselves with more education, with more talents, with more skills and all kinds of things, and we can do better and better karma, more effective, and make more and more money or earn more and more punya, and qualify for more and more intense pleasure, but this fellow remains what he understands. It does not bring about any inner change. That is important. All those external happiness or pleasures cannot in any way change my sense of lack or want, and therefore the inner suffering that comes from craving, that does not go. This is the important thing about the pleasures or the happiness that is coming from outside of me. So that's the first part of the mantra. Parikshalokan karma chitan. Then what happens? The next mantra says further, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So now there is a choice. Our schedule announces, if you see the first page, that from 10:45 to 12:10, donors' views 1. And at night, 8 to 9:30, donors' views 2. Meaning that these 2 sessions are meant for you, the donors, who can express their views. So now there is one choice. If you think that you have a lot to say, then we will assign both these periods for donors' views. If you think there is not that much to say, then instead of 2 sessions, we will assign 1 session. If so, then we will continue the class, next one, and at night, then we will have the donors' views. If you are in agreement with that, then our next class will be at 11:15, not 10:45, 11:15. Okay.